Hello and welcome to a new season of Doom. My name is TOCG Nighthowler. I have recently just started up this new channel. I was part of a previous channel called The Outcast Gamers. So you might recognise me from there, probably not, as we didn't get that popular. We did have a couple thousand subscribers, but yeah. So obviously, as you can see today, I am going to be playing Doom. I cannot tell you if this is actually the remastered version. I have actually just done a recording of this. However, unfortunately, I did not have the volume set up to the correct specifications, and you could hardly hear me over any of the music. So we're going to play some Doom. I'm going to go down the Hurt Me Plenty section, because it's definitely the way to go. I might end up actually flying through this first beginning bit then, because obviously, like I said, I've literally just gone about recording it. But, well. So yeah, going off the previous topics I was just talking about in the previous video. Sorry, I'm going to go quiet.
But you will be worse. Rip and tear until it is done.
I love how the game footage is just at the right height for no privacy being shown. Yes, obviously previously in my previous recording, which we've shown everything, we were talking about old consoles and stuff that we used to play. I was just saying how my first ever console I had was the Nintendo 64, the Sega, and the old Game Boy. Not the actual Game Boy Color. I did eventually get that, but it was originally the Game Boy first. I remember my first ever game was something called I think it was the Tasmanian Adventures, or the Adventures of Tasmanian Devil, or something like that. And it was just. Oh, it was all fantastic, really. What we considered to be quality graphics back in the day it's just hilarious as to what it is now, obviously. And then obviously I went on to getting the Game Boy Color, which my first game from a Game Boy Color was Pokemon Red. I can remember I spent so much time on it. I wish you to get lost in the first cave that you ever had to go through, where you actually needed a Pokemon that could cast the light spell. You'd be just sat there wandering around in the darkness, trying to find the exit. It took hours and hours on end. It was horrible.
Welcome. I'm Dr. Samuel Hayden.
Go quiet.
I'm the head of this facility. I think we can work together and resolve this problem in a way that benefits us both.
But I can remember obviously that, and you used to shoot through batteries. There was none of this like rechargeable stuff until a little bit later on. So you used to fly through the AAA batteries. I can remember when the first ever charge pack came out, it was literally like you was attaching a giant brick to the back of your Game Boy Color, which you then had to plug into the mains to obviously charge it up, and it'd only hold so many hours worth of charge. But obviously it was what was classed as just brilliant then. It worked. It kept your console running, it saved your money on your batteries. It was just excellent all around. I mean, obviously with all the new consoles and everything now, you get a lit up background. You never got that back then. If you was ever going on holiday with your parents when you were younger, every street light that went past, you was trying to aim your console actually at the street light so you could see what you were doing. But it just made it so much more fun though, because it was the struggles back then. but you liked it. You absolutely loved it. I can remember we went to Paris to go to the Disneyland when I was younger, and we were going past all these street lights really early in the morning. I was playing the original Mario platformers, where it was in the black and white, it wasn't coloured, and you was always trying to shoot through these levels as quick as possible, as well as actually chasing the street lights to make sure you could see what you were doing. It was just, yeah, it was amazing. And then I went down the path. Obviously, I had a PlayStation 1 after that, which I still got my PlayStation 1. I was on it a little while back playing The Adventures of Croc. I was also playing a bit of the original Crash Bandicoot. It's got to be said, my sister has got the remastered one of the Crash Bandicoot for the PlayStation 4. It's never, ever, ever going to beat the old time feeling of the original Crash Bandicoot from the PlayStation 1. Just never will happen. It was the joy of, you'd be at school all day and you'd get home and turn on that PlayStation, that original PlayStation load up, and you got the odd few occasions that you had to take it out and you had to wipe it off, try clean it and get it to load up and that, and it was just, well, it was great back in those days. I mean, it still is great now, obviously it's not as good as all your modern consoles you get nowadays, but I still enjoy playing it. It's just a real, well, you just relive your youth when you play it, and it's just great. I absolutely love it.
Cannot be allowed to live this.
I don't actually know much about this game. I can't remember if this is actually a remastered of one of the Dooms. I've got Doom 3, and obviously I've got this Doom. But it wasn't ever something I ever really followed. I followed the Resident Evil series, that was for sure. I absolutely slaughtered the Resident Evil 5. Got all the BSA symbols, all the costumes, all the guns with unlimited ammo. Obviously this was on the Xbox 360. Yeah. I might go down that, well, I say might, I'll probably definitely go down the path of buying Resident Evil 5 and doing a run through of that. It'd be interesting to see if I can still remember all the old symbols and everything were. Obviously it has been ages since I've played it. So it'd be really good to play it again. I'll have to get it on the computer, PC, because I haven't actually got a capture card for any consoles. If I do get to the point where I'm bringing in enough audience, then I will definitely go about purchasing the capture card, so I can play a few of the old games, and hopefully if I can get it set up properly I'll be able to do some PlayStation 1 runs. Should be good. Just, it's so hard. It was definitely a lot harder to play on the games on the PlayStation 1. There was no help on it, whereas what you get with these days, they add in like these little benefits that just help you. So you can, well, you've got, yeah, obviously I'm running around with a pistol shooting because there's unlimited ammo, and when you go in for a melee attack, it produces health, which you wouldn't get that on the original PlayStation games. On the PlayStation 1, it was, that's your health, you got to make use of that. Every so often we might give you something that restores your health, or something that will give you like an extra life. But the only issue with the extra life thing, the second you were dead, it didn't bring you into a checkpoint, and you were right back at the beginning of that level, and you had to go through the whole run of it again. It was just, it made it worth it, 'cause it made it so much harder to complete games and fly through them. Because I find these days, with all the games these days, you complete them so quickly because there's just so much there to help you. Whereas back in those days, it'd take you God knows how many days, like, to go about completing games. Obviously there are going to be people out there that do speed runs of it that would have a different opinion on it, but then they've spent their life analysing and learning every single pattern and technique to complete those games within a specific time frame. Obviously, when you were younger, you never went about that. It was, you played the game because you enjoyed it. You wasn't there to complete it. It was to keep you entertained until it was time to go to bed and start the next day of horrible school. But stay in school. Definitely worth it. Obviously, like I said in the beginning, I did used to have a YouTube channel called The Outcast Gamers. I used to do all the horror games for it, because I was the only one who could really just about stand the scares. And there was a video that went out of me basically having a full breakdown from a game I was playing. I think it was called Dungeon Nightmare 2. I can remember I was just walking through this dark alleyway. Like, you go around and there's like small little events that build up the tension and put you on edge and get you really scared. And then the thing that does it for me is there's just this baby's crying. And obviously I've got headphones on at this point and I'm sat in the pitch black, and this woman then suddenly starts whispering in my ears and switch between my ears. So obviously I'll take it a lot more slowlier. That's not even a word, I don't think. Slower. And exactly as I peer around this corner, she's just there in your face and she jumps out at you and is screaming at you, and it's obviously got a full blast in my ears. Full breakdown. Controller flew over my head. I actually did break down crying a little bit. My glasses shot off my face. It fripped the living daylights out of me. I actually can't play the game since that. I haven't played it since. I attempted to do a sort of special recording for it, because when I did have that breakdown, I wasn't actually recording at the time. I was just playing it because I just got it. So I didn't actually. My friend recorded my Skype call with them of me doing, which I hadn't realised. I might have to see if I can find it so I can upload it. But I hadn't actually managed to record the game footage. So I attempted to try and play the game again, and I couldn't do it. Just knowing but what was there, and it just fricked me to death. But I don't know, one day I might grow a pair and actually play the game and attempt to get that scare again. But it'll definitely be a long time in the future. I'm no PewDiePie or anything. I can chuck myself through that misery. I know obviously that's what started him off, was playing his horror games, because he played his Amnesia, which I've got Amnesia. I'll definitely do a run through of that. I've got the first and the second one, the Machine for Pigs, is it, and Dark Descent. Got them, so I'll definitely do a run through of those, but they're not, I don't find them that scary. Obviously you can find like the custom maps and stuff, they're fairly scary. But when it's the main campaign, you hardly ever see the actual creatures, really, I've found. You're kind of starved of that horror, knowing that they're meant to be there behind you and stuff. Obviously you do get like the water creatures and stuff stir you up a bit, where you're running through and you're panicking, trying to avoid them and avoid getting hurt. But you never really see much of the main sort of runner, which is slightly disappointing, but I mean, oh well. Also got a game I did do a review for, called Shadow's Peak. I've still got that game in the library. I might do a run through of that, and that'd be good. I can remember that scared me a little bit. I actually, when I was going about doing the review for that, I actually slightly messed it up. I was only obviously meant to do it in segments. I got that into the game, I ended up actually completing the whole game in one recording, but I just kept going. The game ended up like a 3 hour long recording, so session. I had to just kind of slowly cut it all up into segments, but it was a really good game. Definitely a good game. So I'll definitely play that again. I'll have a better computer this time as well compared to what I did used to have, which is good. So I'll get a better recording footage for it. Oh, it's gone. Obviously last time I did it, I was actually recording off a laptop, a Dell Inspiron, I think it was what I had originally ever started on. I couldn't run hardly any games on like medium graphics or anything. Most of them were ran on low. Obviously, as you can tell, I've definitely upgraded my software since, which is good. Obviously, I am going to make these recordings. I'm going to try and aim for about 10 minutes long for each one, or around that sort of area. This one is running a bit longer, and that's simply due to the fact that I'm just trying to get back to where I was in the previous recording before I realised that my game footage was way too loud and you just couldn't hear me talking at all. What I'm definitely going to do is go down the path of writing out some subjects. My other half suggested it, but I write down some subjects so I know specific areas of like what to talk about as I go through the recording. So I'm going to definitely shoot down that path and make it a lot easier, because obviously I go through this, I'm just kind of talking about anything that pops into my head at the moment. Damn, I just put his foot through his face. So I'm definitely going to go down that path. It'd be a lot easier rather than me trying to think of everything. Also, obviously, if you want me to talk about any subjects or anything, by all means leave a comment in the description. I'll read through it, or tweet to me. You should find my Twitter account linked up on my YouTube channel, or you can type in @IXIConnor. It's CONNAR, in case you go to spell it the proper way. Unfortunately, mine is a bit of a weird spelling. So yeah. Anyway, I am going to end it there. Thank you very much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed, and hopefully I shall see you next time. If you can like and subscribe, it'd be much appreciated. And that is goodbye for now, my friends. See you later.